You're talking about, the feud of 2005. I think the feud of like 2007 was one of the. I'm not sure if it's the top feud, but it's definitely one of the top feuds. And it wasn't even a blood rivalry. It was just a feud
It was
over who
just a
was the
respect.
best.
Yeah.
Batista versus Taker. Like, they
Hell
had
yeah.
some great matches that year. Great matches. Every match that they had, and it was all of them were face versus face. They were all physical, and made it work. It felt like a feud between two guys who were actual like athletes, two
Two.
fighters who just needed to be champion. Like the feud was about the title. It wasn't about
Yeah, it was about
anybody screwing anybody
it was about
over.
who's it was about the title. It was about who's better than the other. It it's
And having them have a blow off at Hell in a, not at Hell in a Cell, but in Hell in a Cell at Survivor Series was great. It was, but Batista does great work in Hell in a Cell in matches like this in this
physicality.
environment.
Yeah. He does well with
Yes,
physicality.
and Batista also another underrated thing does great in face versus face feuds. He's done that a few times over the years, and this here is the best example of it. And Taker also does good in face versus face matches. Um, it's two guys that were pros at doing this. With started off, at Mania, the whole past versus present thing
Yeah.
with Michaels versus Cena and Batista versus Taker. This is the one that continued, um, just because on SmackDown they were flying the flag that entire year on
Yeah.
Yeah,
SmackDown.
Yeah, they were.
that's a good point, Joe. That's good.
Yeah, Batista
Okay.
says that this rivalry was a lot of people say it was the match at WrestleMania, and then this rivalry was great for Batista because it showed that he can hang with the likes of the Undertaker, and
Yes,
that is
yes.
true. That is true. But again, this rivalry did wonders for the Undertaker because it took him from the character that was just on the that background darkness great wolf thing like Godzilla, and it just pushed him to the center of the WWE. He became a prominent player during that feud. He
Showed like 2004 through 2006. He was just like it's kind of similar to like
he was just a proving ground. He
the
was
new
like,
generation. Yes,
yeah,
he was like a character. 2007, he became a wrestler again.
yeah,
He like
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
he was no longer just a character. He was showing that he can wrestle, that he can put on he can use
He showed
psychology.
Steelers. Yeah, he did.
Um, switched up his move set starting around this time because he started doing a lot more of his like not quite the same
It's
MMA style that he started doing later on, but he threw in like little hints of his MMA style
hmm
in this year.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
No,
thinking
that's a
like
good point.
this
How
all
you said
start.
he's.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm saying make a good point. How he's good when he's a babyface. When I just think about it, that heel or babyface, his in-ring style doesn't change because it's the Undertaker. He does little things, but he don't do a big dramatic shift
He
to
can,
what he
yeah.
does and stuff. And he doesn't. When he is a heel, he's still the Undertaker, but he's not doing chicken heel shit. Run-ins or
Mm.
cheating. He just kick your ass. That's basically what he's gonna do.
It's just I
That's what he
think the
does.
only thing that changes when he's a heel is just his demeanor. He's just
Yeah,
he's more
Yeah,
irritated with his opponents than he usually is.
yeah,
yeah.
Like I remember 2002 when he was a heel and he was just like punching Hogan and Hogan was hooking up, doing the whole thing, and Undertaker's just like look down like not this shit again, and then goes for the third
Yeah.
exactly.
punch,
See,
but he
yeah,
still
see.
sells for it. But but it's kind of
So
like
yeah, that's what make it
it's
super.
yeah, it's kind of like it's I always look at this as part of like it shows how much he has like a ring psychology intellect because he sold it, but he sold it to the level of the Undertaker without compromising who he was as the Undertaker. He wasn't like the idiot who goes just for the third one. He was like he stopped
Hmm.
like this bullshit again, and he went for the third one thinking he still could dodge it because he knew what was coming, but it still Hogan still did the Hogan thing. Didn't win though. Did not win. Just so we know. Anyway, back to Hell in a Cell.
Go. Yeah.
Um, next one is kind of the last cell match to be a cell match for a few years. Which also is a feud that deserved having it be in a Hell in a Cell of Taker versus
And
Edge.
definitely the feud of the year that year. I don't care what anyone says.
Yes, I will. My
Yeah, so
for
you're gonna say
2008.
Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho, aren't you? But
Yep,
but
yep. I,
but
I think that's probably the feud of put that feud against almost any feud, I would say. Um,
I would
but
not. I would say Taker versus Edge was more epic. No, I'm gonna say
I
maybe Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho was grittier as far as storytelling. Maybe not. Yeah,
now
but still, you had Edge.
I will be semi biased because I wasn't watching SmackDown all the time in this year. It would only be like every once in a while, so I didn't see as much of the story unfold. Um, which Jericho and Michaels I watched every week. Um, but I do think that Edge and Taker, it was another one that lasted a long time, and every single time they wrestled, they added a new ingredient in, and it always felt a little bit different. Edge at that point was great because he was essentially a chicken shit heel doing Triple H was doing back
Yeah,
in 2000. Um, and then you have Taker, who just kept getting disrespected
yeah,
by
he
what was
was just
going
getting
on.
comeuppance. This is
It
like
was a great
this is
payoff.
yeah, this is shades of the bad blood of the original Hell in a Cell match. Bad blood with Taker actually doing the whole same
Yes.
thing, except this time the good guy actually got the revenge he was seeking.
Yes.
Did not get. And Edge was amazing. Like Edge going into this match the whole week's May. I don't know if you you didn't watch SmackDown at all. You kept up with it, but it was the whole epitome of someone
I kept up
losing the.
with it.
Yeah, it was the epitome of someone losing their mind going into that match.
Yeah.
Because you probably saw the promo with Mick Foley like a week before that.
Yes. Yeah.
That was amazing. That was just amazing. And it was mostly Foley though, but it's still Edge going to Mick Foley and just banging. And I'm like, I know someone who's gonna get me through this. And if you guys remember, they had that little truce thing because they were both fighting ECW a year earlier.
Yeah.
That's why I know we're talking about him. That's why I like Undertaker builds for WrestleMania because the build is not. Of course, to have the match make sense why you want to go against the Undertaker. Because the Undertaker, to me, when it comes to wrestling, is your final boss. So
Yeah.
what they have to do, they have to make me believe this person can go toe to toe with the Undertaker and may have a chance to win. They don't do it all the time, a la Mark Henry versus Undertaker in the Caskets match. But for certain ones, yeah, they got to make you believe, like, okay, Edge can do it. He's crazy enough. He can do it, you know. And I like things like that. They make you like, okay, this could be the guy that can do it and
Yeah,
stuff like that. They make it
Right.
believable.
yeah,
Yeah.
and this could have been the guy at WrestleMania,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
but still, I don't think anyone could have handled the emotional toll of having Ric Flair retire and the Undertaker lose the streak on the same night. That that
Imagine that.
yeah.
Just imagine that, or also imagine, at WrestleMania 30, Taker losing and Daniel Bryan not getting the
Oh
title
my
on the same
God.
exact night.
I
See?
was
Now here I gotta say this.
I was ready for a full scale riot if that would have happened. I was like
Would
looking
have
for places
happened.
to hide. I was
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna stick to this
That
barricade.
yeah, that could have happened. They would have burnt that building down. Now, for Ric Flair losing the Undertaker, I think people will be mad at the Undertaker, but not
Yeah,
so
but
much
it's
with
gonna
Rick
be
because they're like,
no,
okay,
but
Rick, yeah,
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 but it's gonna
It's
be a
still
lot
just
of
the
crying.
emotional toll.
It's gonna be a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
crying in that one. But no, Daniel
yeah.
Bryan losing after the
Ooh.
Undertaker, that would have been people pissed off. That's it.
I I I have thought about the Brian Taker thing a lot, but I never really thought about Taker and Flair too much. Even though going in,
I also not
did
until
think it was
that.
possible that Edge could beat. I but going in, I was like, oh, Edge might be the guy to do it to Taker, and I did think that Flair was going to lose, but I never really connected the two of the streak and Flair both ending that same night. I never really
Yeah, it
that.
was
So
hiding
wow,
in
that is
plain
true.
sight. Yeah, I mean, like you don't think about it until Edge does that promo after Ric Flair retires, where he says, well, we still got the Undertaker streak to break, and tonight I crushed that kid's dreams. Look,
Yeah, yeah.
that is one of the most amazing promos ever. And we covered
Yeah,
that
we never
promo
thought about
actually
it. Yeah,
during our coverage of WrestleMania retrospective, available wherever fine podcasts are.
yeah, and it's easy not to think of it because we like the Ric Flair thing. It made sense. He needs to retire. Let it be
Yeah.
Sean and stuff like that. Because even if he won, what would be next? That's what I'm saying. Like it has to
Australia,
end this way. It's WrestleMania.
Australia, and a match with Hogan. That did happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and TNA and everything. But yeah, but I get you there. I wouldn't be thinking either. I'd be like, yeah, Undertaker's gonna win. We're gonna leave on a happy note. Yeah.
It's like, check it out. Like, Ric Flair retired, Randy Orton retained the title. Take your hat to win when you think about it now. It's like,
Yeah, exactly. See, but you never know. It's
yeah.
WrestleMania.
Uh,
If I asked Muhammad
Um.
back in the day that Brock Lesnar would break the streak, like get out of here. Streak is gonna be
Oh yeah.
forever.
yeah.
I thought that for sure.
See?
It's kind of
Yeah.
ironic
So
because here we go. Undertaker made Brock Lesnar way back in the start with that Hell in a Cell, and he made him again by losing that streak to Brock Lesnar. I mean, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
if, if he made Brock
Um.
Lesnar twice, but going back to just
He did
Edge
because
versus Undertaker. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like because before Lesnar beat Taker at Mania, it was essentially Lesnar being a guy
He
who
was an
kept feuding with
unpacker.
Triple H. That was
Yeah,
yes, yeah.
he was an
What
unpacker.
were you gonna
Like,
say about the?
yeah, Taker versus Edge. It was great because Taker. It was just the same comeuppance with Shawn Michaels. Taker did the same thing to Edge, where he paid him back for everything. He even went out, got the camera off the cameraman, and hit Edge
Yeah,
with it because Edge did that to him twice. It's a, it was just if you're watching this and it's just a fun match to watch because you lose all your whole inside terminology and inside thought about it. You're just watching just the good guy get his revenge and the bad guy get his comeuppance. It's a very satisfying match. It's... Thank you for joining us on the Outlaw Macho Drive-In. If you liked that video, please click like and subscribe to our channel for more content from the Drive-In. For full episodes of our podcast, you may look us up on Anchor, Spotify, or wherever your favorite podcasts are available. Just search for Outlaw Macho Drive-In. And if it's not too much trouble, would you help us out here? Spread the word, share. We would really appreciate it. Thank you. We love you. Bye.